All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever stared at a bottle of wine and just thought, what's the story here? What am I supposed to be tasting? Well, guess what? In the next 5 minutes, we're going to pull the cork on all those secrets together.
You know, the source for this explainer starts with this beautiful idea. Wine isn't just a drink, it's an art form, a whole experience, a story. At its heart, it's all about passion.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It can feel a little intimidating, all the fancy words, the traditions, but you know what? It really doesn't have to be. That is our promise to you. We're going to strip away all the complicated stuff and just give you the simple, essential tools you need to feel totally comfortable, totally confident in the world of wine.
So, where do we start this adventure? Well, the very first step is all about your mindset. It's not about having some kind of superpower palate. Nope, it's just about being curious and open to the experience. Okay, this right here is probably the most important rule of all. Ready? Fuera miedos. It means no fear. Seriously, let go of that fear of being wrong, of saying the wrong thing. When it comes to what you smell or taste, there are no wrong answers. Your senses are your guide, so you just gotta trust them.
All right, with that fear officially kicked to the curb, let's get into the fun part, the actual technique. See, the pros use this super simple 3-phase method to understand a wine, and it's something anyone, and I mean anyone, can learn. It's a really logical flow. First you look, then you smell, and finally you taste. Sight, smell, taste. Each step gives you another clue, building on the last one and revealing the wine's whole story before you even take a single sip.
So we always start with our eyes. A wine's color is like the first chapter, and to read it, all you have to do is tilt your glass against a white background, a napkin, a piece of paper, whatever's handy, and just look.
Now here's something that's really cool. Red and white wines actually age in opposite directions, visually speaking. Young reds are super vibrant, almost purple, but they fade as they get older, turning kind of brick red or even orange. Whites do the exact opposite. They start pale, maybe a little greenish yellow, and then they get deeper and richer over time, turning this beautiful golden amber. And here's a fantastic little trick for you. You want to know a wine's body, which is really just how heavy and powerful it feels? Just look at how transparent it is. If you can't see right through the wine to something behind the glass, like a cork, well, that's a huge sign that you're holding a really structured, powerful, full-bodied wine.
Okay, moving on to phase 2, the smell. Now, before you even swirl it, just stick your nose in the glass and give it a sniff. What you're getting there are the primary aromas, the fresh, fruity, floral notes that come right from the grape. Then, after you give it a good swirl, whoa, that's when the more complex stuff comes out, especially in older wines. Those are the tertiary aromas, things like spice, leather, vanilla, all the good stuff from aging in a barrel or the bottle.
And finally, we get to taste it. Now, when you do, try to notice these key feelings. Acidity. It's not about being sour. In wine, it's what they call frescor, or freshness. It's that thing that makes your mouth water. Then there's tannin. That's that slightly drying feeling on your tongue, mostly in reds, and it gives the wine its structure, its backbone. And when all of that works together perfectly, that's what we call elegance. Okay, let's take these new skills out for a spin in the real world. You're at a restaurant. They hand you that wine list that looks like a giant, intimidating book. Well, we're about to make it your best friend. Pretty much every wine list you'll ever see just breaks down into these 5 key things. You've got the name, who made it, that's the producer, where it's from, the DO or region, the year, that's the añada or vintage, and of course, the price. Once you know to look for that pattern, it's not scary at all.
So how do you pick one? Well, here's the best advice I can give you. Be an explorer. Instead of just defaulting to a name you know or sorting by price, ask your server for a local wine. It is such a great way to discover the unique story of the place you're in.
And now we're at the final stage of our journey, bringing this whole experience back home. Because it's about so much more than just drinking wine, right? It's about being able to confidently share it with the people you care about.
So you'll see this number, 75 centiliters on pretty much every standard bottle of wine. What does that mean for you when you're hosting? Well, it means you've got about 6 tasting-sized servings in there. And the real key is not to fill the glass all the way to the top. You need all that empty space so you can swirl it and release all those amazing smells we were just talking about.
And don't get stressed about food pairing. You don't need a PhD for this. The basics are actually super simple. Big, rich meats, they love a powerful red. Light stuff, like seafood, it's perfect with a crisp, fresh white. And if you're doing something like cured meats and cheeses, a young, bold red is an amazing choice. Seriously, think of this chart as your secret weapon for your next dinner party.
So there you have it. You now have the tools. You know how to look, how to smell, and how to taste. You know how to choose a bottle and how to share it. This isn't the end of your wine education. Really, it's just the beginning of a great adventure. Every single bottle has a story to tell. A story of a place, a year, and a whole lot of passion. So the only question left is, what story are you going to uncork next?